Hi there everybody, welcome to another video. On today's video I have this BMW X3. This is a 2006 model, and I'm going to be tackling a problem I have with the jet washer here. So my wipers are working. Let's get that volume down. So my wipers are working, but the jets are not spraying any water, and I can't hear the pump pumping at all. So if I do that, issue I have had many of these BMWs where the pumps either get blocked and stop working, or they just stop working and you need to replace them. So that's what I want to tackle today. We're gonna have a look at them. Maybe I'm gonna blow them with the air gun and see if they actually start working again. I just realized that what actually worked, it wasn't the jets from, it wasn't the motor of the jets at the front here, it was the jets for the headlights. So that kind of sprayed a bit of water towards this end, and that's what we could hear working. So it wasn't the sporadic function of the motor here. So let's get cracking. We need to get the bonnet open to get that. So with your bonnet open, you're gonna find the tank for the fluid for the screen washer in here, and just next to that you're gonna see the two motors, 1 and 2, that operate for pumping water to the jets in the front and the back. So I was having a look yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. This one I think this one here is for the back and this one here is for the front. So I'm gonna use this little thing here to plug in the hole. When we pull the motors here, the water starts coming out. Now you could potentially just unplug this here for testing. Just sort of try to unplug that. You just have to press that clip there, and that would be one wire connection, and then you have the other one right next to it. So again, if we press on that and sort of pull that out, that should come out like so. Now I'm going to use, for testing, that there is voltage on these. So if we can test for voltage on these cables, we can rule out any wiring issue or fuses or whatever. So, and I don't even know if there is a fuse for these motors as such. Right, so let me get that like that. So I'm gonna use a test light, which is just made by myself. It's just a bulb here, and I connected one wire to the middle here, which is like usually the earth on these bulbs, and then this side, it's one of the, there's two lights in this bulb, two sort of filaments. So whichever side you use, if your bulb is working, whichever side, it should light up when we operate the jet. So if I just put this bulb somewhere there, and if we try and test, I don't know, maybe we'll try this connection here. Just a little bit annoying that I can't pull it a little bit more, but we can still connect our wires in there. So the one wire has a brown and one wire has a black. In this case scenario, usually the black would be the positive and the brown will be the negative. And the other one has a brown and a red and black. And again, the red and black is the positive and the brown is the negative. So it doesn't really matter in terms of connecting the bulb. So I'm going to connect, technically, if you know this is the ground, it should work either way, but I'm gonna use the white one, which is the middle, the earth, into the brown here, and I'm going to use the red, technically my positive wire there, and that is connected. So all we have to do now is operate the wipers, I mean the jets, and if it starts working, the light should come on, but my front jets may spray some water, so ignore that. But I'm going to pull these forwards and see what happens. Right, so you saw that. So that's technically operating the front wipers. So I'm just pulling on that this way, and if I push it back, that doesn't come up, that doesn't light up. But I've tested this yesterday. I've actually tested the other side yesterday, and when you push it back again, it comes on as this just did. So now I know that the system actually has power to the motors, and we have faulty motors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the motor. So this is where, if we remove the motors, we can actually see what maybe the part number, or just see what they look like. So these motors come out quite easily. You just sort of unplug them there, or just pull them up, really, literally, and you can see the water coming out, and they are plugged in with that sort of hose there, which you need to pull out. But I'm just going to put this sort of, if I can't get my hand in there, I'm gonna put this plug in there so it doesn't come out, water doesn't come out. Though, to be honest, if you let it run out, it doesn't really matter. You could just clean those pipes as well. So these hoses, they just pull out, to be fair. It's just that I can't pull it out with one hand here. But let's give it a go. Let's try and get this camera angled such a way that I could I don't know. And get these cables out of the way. There's the hose. I'm just trying to, it is a bit hard, but they do come out. Eventually. Pull this up here a little bit. So I've got it just there, and it is kind of coming out. Right, there you are, just unplugs. Hopefully on this thing we can see like a part number or something, which seems to be completely rubbed off, but if you search for this on the internet, you're gonna find similar ones, and that's basically what you want. You want to match one to fit your car. So just put on Google BMW screen wash motors or jets, motor jets for the jets, and you should start seeing pictures like this. And the other one looks exactly the same, but I'll have to take it out. So it comes out the same way. Oh, let me just take it out. So one is for the front, one is for the rear. Here we are. And that one, if you see the water coming out of that, it's a very small amount. And that's because that little filter is completely, it's basically blocked. And we need to remove it and clean it. So here's the motor, same idea. Pull that hose out, and this motor looks exactly the same. Both look exactly the same, to be honest. And again, you can't really see the part number. So I'm just gonna put this one back in because I haven't got another thing to block that tank with. But I can see that they, as I said, both motors look the same. So what I'm doing is either I'm gonna buy 2 second-hand ones or 2 new ones depending on the price, and we're gonna change them and see if the theory works. Okay, so I've got my new pumps here, one, and this is the second one. They're both the same, Febi-Bilstein. Part number is 23113, but make sure you get the correct ones for your car. And so all we have to do here, it's, so I got my little plug there, but I'm going to take that plug out and put the new pump in. But before I do that, it'd be a good idea to plug the little holes on the side, and maybe just plug the pump so we don't lose all the water. But that should be fairly easy process here. Easier than removing it anyway. Okay, hose is in. Now we can try and get this. So I'll get this little thing out, this little plug. Now you can see that there is no water coming out of there. That's most likely because the little filter in here, it's dirty. But all I want to do is I'm going to plug it in so I can show you that it is working. I can just get it in there, of course. Okay, I took the new one out so I can grab this one and sort of take it out like so as well. That's the hose there as well. And since we've got no water, let me just show you this. You can remove these little things, this little rubber. You may notice that they have those little filters. You can see that little filter there. It's got that stuff that eventually blocks the jets. So you can remove both of them and give them a clean. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put the new pumps and then I'll show you how they are working. Right, got my two little filters nice and cleaned, and before I put them back in there and before I put everything back, I just wanted to pour some water in here, just some normal water to rinse the bottom of that a little bit. You could try and clean it a little bit better, but I'm just going to pour some of that water, which will come out from there, and it may throw out a lot of dirt. Just like that. So there's nice and clean water coming out of there. And now we can go ahead and refit our little filters. Have to push them in properly. Okay, one is sitting in, and then we have the other one. It should just technically pop in there. Try not to drop it. Okay, there we are. Now it's just a matter of plugging in the new pumps. And it's just here. In there, now plug this in. That's it. Now I'm going to add some proper screen wash fluid there. There's my screen wash fluid. I've added a little bit in there already. Half went in there, the other half went outside, as you do. So now we can test these jets. They are supposed to be working. That would be front and rear. Just gonna start the car because I don't want the battery to go down, but there we are. We have jets that are alive and they are actually getting wet. You can see that. So both motors failed simultaneously. Now I'm gonna try to operate the back one, unless the jet is blocked, but it's not blocked. You can see that coming out. And that concludes this video. So I hope the video helps. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next video. So thank you for watching.